News Talk 1240 KLIK Jefferson City. This is the KLIK Jefferson City Business Showcase. Together, we find out what really makes the local business community thrive. Listen as Mike Cooper introduces you to local leaders of businesses and nonprofit organizations that truly create a better Jefferson City. And now, from the KLIK studios in the most beautiful small town of America, here's Mike Cooper.
If you're like me and you've lived in the capital city for a number of years, there is a hidden gem here in the capital city that maybe you're not familiar with. Maybe you have. Maybe you've gotten a chance to stop by and visit with your friends over at Champ's Chicken. And today, that's what we're going to be doing. We've got Shawn Burcham, the CEO of Champ's Chicken, with us today. Thank you for joining us.
All right, glad to be here.
All right, let's get to it. They say everything tastes like chicken. I'm sure you're the guy to say that's not true.
Well, that's probably not true. We definitely argue that point.
Okay. I had to ask that question right from the beginning. Like I said, a lot of people might not be familiar with Champ's Chicken. You guys are based in the mid-Missouri area, actually in Holt Summit. Tell us about Champ's Chicken for somebody who's not familiar with you guys or your products.
All right. Well, Champ's Chicken is actually a branded program that's owned by Pro Food Systems. Pro Food Systems is actually our corporate name. That's the company that's located in Holt Summit. Champ's Chicken is a brand of that. We roll out Champ's Chicken into convenience stores and supermarkets across the country. When we look at a Champ's Chicken location, it's a supermarket owner, primarily independent owners, 1 to 20 store operators that want to put a branded program inside their existing business. That's been our niche for the past 16 years.
I was going to say, my notes said over 15 years you guys have been around. 16 years you guys had to have had some amazing milestones and things that you guys have accomplished in that time.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride. My wife and I started the business in the garage. It was actually in our home in Willard, Missouri, down around Springfield. Moved up to Central Missouri to be a little bit closer to her family. We didn't have a lot of ties down in the Springfield area, so just conveniently it worked out good to move up here. We had a good base of business up in this area. Our business started to grow up in the Central Missouri area, and we've just kind of blossomed from there. So it's been a fun ride.
You see the ads of like the guy from one of the pizza chains. We won't say who, but they was starting out of his car. Basically the same thing. How did you guys start selling chicken? You had to have sold something besides chicken, maybe fryers or other things.
Well, we got involved with I worked for a competitive brand prior to starting our own company, and we did get an opportunity with an equipment company out of South Carolina, BKI Equipment. They kind of fell hand in hand together. We started being a distributor for BKI at the same time we decided we were going to roll out Champ's Chicken and try to develop our own brand. So I like to tell the story that we went from a double income, no kid family to a one kid, no income family kind of overnight. My wife, Julie, been a big part of this organization and our success and just the support of it, but she made a decision she wanted to stay home, and I supported that. And rough few years starting out, but it's all been worth it in the end.
So when you're sitting back in high school, college, what were you thinking about doing?
Probably trying to find somebody that would marry me. Really.
Marry up.
Yeah, I did. I did definitely marry up. There's no doubt about that. Back in high school, I actually started a business early 8th grade. I actually had my first business. It was a lawn mowing business. My dad was an entrepreneur while he worked for other companies. So I guess looking back, I probably kind of had it in my blood. I wouldn't say in high school and even in college, I thought a lot about having my own business, but certainly right after graduating college, I really got the itch to want to do something on my own. I didn't know what it would be, and
that's what I was just going to ask. So how did you decide to get into the chicken business?
I started out in college as an intern for Mid-America Dairyman. I worked in the packaged and processed cheese side of their business and worked with a lot of distributors, a lot of national chains, and really just got to kind of enjoy the food business. A lot of people talk me into getting in the food business because everybody needs to eat. There's always a job in that segment. So those of us that are in the food business today still talk about that hey, we're just stuck in the food business. We're here because we don't know what else to do.
because you don't know what else to do. Well, I will say that you've done very well. You guys are in how many states now? 30?
We're in 35 states with, and we haven't talked about the Cooper's brand. I'm sure we will a little bit later on, but as a result of our Cooper's brand, we went from 32 states to 35 states as a result of that acquisition here recently.
So let's get right to it. Products that you guys offer on the Champs Chicken side and also on the Cooper's side. Tell me about some of those.
Yeah, the products that we offer, think of us like a standalone chicken location. I'm not afraid to mention competitors out there, KFC, Church's, Popeyes, Bojangles. I mean, our niche has always been to offer a good quality product line like those national players, but within a segment of the convenience stores and supermarkets. The products that we offer are as broad now. They weren't in the early days, but now we offer everything that a standalone operator can offer, from the protein products, the breadings, the shortening, green beans, mashed potatoes, corn, all of the biscuits. Essentially, again, just think of us like any other standalone that you could go to, and we can offer that product line.
What about the Cooper's brand? Same thing?
Cooper's brand is a more simplistic brand. It's primarily made up of breadings and sauces, and they had a unique skewer product. It's a chicken on a stick that we inherited as a result of that brand. But we actually wrap in all of our Champs products on the back end of Cooper's to support that brand. So we're actually part of that acquisition is a strategy to move more Champs products, but continue to run a dual brand strategy.
That's fantastic. So now that we've talked about the kind of locations, what do you guys really consider as a location? Would that be inside the grocery store or the location, the convenience store that you guys are at?
Yeah, right now we've got about 550 Champs Chicken locations across the country in 32 states. What we consider a location is an operator that has signed on to our concept, and they put our name and they fly our flag within their store and outside the store. So that can be a supermarket or a convenience store, and we're made up of about 50% of each.
Now, are you leasing that space from them, or is it more of a bigger partnership in that?
It's actually the operators, much like Champs Chicken has become a franchise in the past year. So we're actually a franchisor now. The new operators, as of October of last year, moving forward, are actually franchisees. Prior to that, they were licensees. Mm-hmm. So all of these operators are independently, or all of these locations are independently owned and operated. So
they've bought into the program, and then they're buying the wrappers and parts from you.
That's correct. They buy all of the food ingredients from us, and something that's unique to our concept is we don't have any franchise fees or royalties with our what we call our business within a business franchise model.
Because those fees can be very expensive. Those fees can
be expensive, and I'm probably one of the straight shooters out there. We make our fees in the products that we offer. Traditionally, I've not been a huge fan of the franchise concept, and we think we're doing something really cutting edge as far as being able to offer a franchise without those franchise fees and royalties, and not necessarily take a royalty off of all of the retail dollars that these independent owners generate.
Well, you said you like to be a straight shooter. How come you guys can do that, but nobody else can do it?
Well, part of what makes us able to do that is the fact that we grew up running our own distribution. All of our products, all of our distributors across the country, we've already had margin built into those products. So we actually run our own distribution center out of Holt Summit. We run our own logistics department all across the country. So just by way of how our model has been set up and how we grew, that it just makes it a natural fit for us.
Okay. Natural fit would be next, the evolution to keep going. What about a standalone building that would be a Champs Chicken or Cooper's Chicken or whatever the product we're talking about, a lock, stock, and barrel, their own standalone building? Is that something that you have on the radar, you're thinking about down the road, or maybe you don't want to share?
Oh, we've got that on the radar. We've been working on that concept for about a year, and honestly, that's a big reason why we went to the franchise type approach, so we could offer that. We couldn't do that legally, just by virtue of how the franchise laws work. I won't get into too much of that, but
It's boring.
Yeah, it really is. It's a lot of work to become a franchisor, but we actually had some retailers and continue to have some of retailer customers that we do a good job for that have requested a standalone unit and that opportunity. So we've got a natural base of business out there that as we get that concept finalized, we can roll out.
So let's pretend that you're to that point right now, okay? Let's pretend we're a couple of years down the road. Where would you want that first store to be? Is there a specific place that you're aiming for, you would like to have, or would you like it here in the mid-Missouri area because that's kind of where you guys started from?
Well, it'd be great to have it here in mid-Missouri, so it's local. Actually spent a little time this past weekend down in Gainesville, Florida, watching the Tigers play the Gators down there, so down in the swamp. So one of the ideas we've got is to go to those SEC towns and maybe have one of the SEC towns as our first opportunity. So certainly Columbia could be a big fit from that perspective.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell us about the product, the food, okay? What's on the menu?
Primarily, our signature item with Champs Chicken is our chicken tenders. We use a chicken tender product. It's a marinated product at the factory. We do some things different from a technology perspective to keep the moisture in that product. The breading profile, of course, is a recipe of ours that we've developed. So that's our signature item. We have chicken dippers. That's a big item for us. We also use both a catfish and a whitefish. We have some signature side items: mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans, corn. Our macaroni and cheese is second to none as far as the quality of it. It's actually our highest moving side item. A couple different options on biscuits, hush puppies to go with the fish, potato wedges.
And the best part about it, it's fairly affordable for a family, especially trying to feed a family of 4, correct?
It is fairly affordable. We try to be below most of the national chains, and we're generally able to do that, especially with our business within a business concept. These operators are operating supermarkets and convenience stores, so they are spreading their overhead over multiple departments versus a standalone operation. So that's why we've taken and continue to take a lot of time on our standalone operation. We want to make sure whatever we do, whether it's our business within a business, customers and franchisees that we're supporting, or in the future our franchisees in the standalone model, whatever we do, really what's made us successful is being able to make these retailers profitable in the food business.
Profits and trying to look out for everybody, that's got to be a hard thing to do. Where do you get the amount of chicken that you guys need for this to be able to work?
Well, it's been a little bit challenging this year, to be honest with you. The market has been extremely tight due to all of the beef and pork prices. There's a lot of demand for the poultry, both in our country and internationally. So that without divulging all of our suppliers, we get our poultry products from all over the country.
Okay.
We go to manufacturers and we have a spec'd product that we mandate that they produce for us. It's a certain size, and again, everything that we do is a nationally spec'd product, so it's good for our retailers.
Good for the retailers, good for the company. Tell me about the employees.
Well, a lot of people ask me what really has made us successful, and without a doubt, that's what it is. Our people are really what sets us apart. I get asked that question a lot, even as we're talking with our wholesale partners across the country. Why are we different than our competitors? And without a doubt, it's our people. We have some great people, and my philosophy is to give these folks whatever tools they need to be successful in our business and be part of something that's ultimately we all feel in our company is going to be bigger.
Yeah, there are many motivation books out there, and different speakers on the secret to the success of a business is indeed in their employees. How do you guys get the best of the best when you guys are looking for somebody?
Well, I think those, especially those in the past couple years that have been through our interviewing and even our entire hiring process, see something a little bit different at Pro Food Systems. And it's always a question I ask when I get a chance to talk to people before they come on board is, what do you think about our hiring process? And there's books out there. Top Grading is one of them, but we do study. Our senior leadership team studies a lot of what it takes to hire the best people. Certainly that becomes a challenge when you move to more rural areas.
Right.
But we do feel we get some great quality people, and we take our time when we hire and make sure that multiple people get to take a look at them and ask the questions that we like to ask.
And that's not just necessarily here. It has to deal with every place that you guys have positions available. Big impact on the community, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We're glad to be part of Holt Summit. The city was very beneficial in helping us get things going. State economic development was helpful in getting a new road out there and the infrastructure in place. Senator Kehoe, Representative Riddle, both were very supportive in the efforts that helped us stay in Holt Summit, Callaway County. Basically, mid-Missouri was the goal for those folks. So just real glad to be a part of the community here in central Missouri.
In my notes, I've got some information about the print shop. Tell me about that.
Well, the print shop spawned off as a need for us early on. Stacy Laughlin has been with us almost 12 years now, and started as our first office person. It was her and myself and two other guys, basically kind of running the whole show there. So she had a big love for the graphic side of things and has been instrumental in helping us do that. We were fortunate to pick her up, and the print shop spawned off from a need for both us and her efforts. So the print shop now is a retail operation that we do business across the country in the print shop as well. But its primary goal is to support Champs Chicken and now Cooper's Express. And probably 90% of what they do in there is everything from graphics to window signs, hot case clings, banners, indoor, outdoor signs, you name it, they're producing it in the print shop. But if anybody locally needs any graphic design, printing needs, menus, we'd be glad to help them out.
So the website, we've got it pulled up. It's an attractive website, very easy to navigate. Who does the website at champschicken.com?
We've got a team of 10 full-time marketing people that coordinate that. There's a lot of people that get involved with that website. A company out of Springfield actually did kind of the heavy lifting on that, but internally we take care of that ourselves.
And one of the other things that you guys have on your website is the blog.
Yes.
That's a great way that a lot of businesses are finding a great way to spread the word about different products and different things, and also to have that relationship with their customers as well.
Yeah, I think so. Our culture is probably the most important to me. It's the most important to our senior leadership team. And if you take a look at our website, you really get a look into our senior leadership team and the culture that we try to instill. One of the unique things about our company is we're a complete open book management company. We talk a lot about ownership thinking, what it takes to run a business, how challenging it is to run a business. And that's the thing that most people don't realize is how little goes to the bottom line when it's all said and done. And we talk and we teach a lot about that.
That's fantastic. That's the biggest thing with my involvement from the sidelines, seeing businesses make it, and those that don't make it. The biggest part is the culture of the business.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
I was just going to reiterate the fact that that is. A lot of people ask how I spend a lot of my time, and one of our goals, it's actually everybody has a playbook in our company, much like a sports team, but every individual has a playbook. And first thing on my playbook is to make Pro Food Systems known as one of the best places to work, and we've got to start locally. One of the reasons I'm here talking on the radio today, and some of our PR work over the past year or two, is the result of our desire to be known for one of the best places to work. And historically, those that know me know that I like to fly under the radar. We don't necessarily go out and seek a lot of PR, but I'm trying to change that just a little bit. Even the way I get out into the public sector, especially knowing that we're a very fast-growing company and we are going to be looking for some of the best people to hire.
I'm going to put you on the spot. How many people are employed? Do you know that number?
I don't know that exact number, but I can tell you it's right around 100.
Yeah.
And somewhere around 70 of those are right here locally. The rest of them are scattered out across the country in those 35 states that I mentioned.
So
about 32 of those have been hired this year, just to give you an idea how fast and how many people that we've hired.
That's fantastic, and what a great thing to be able to give that back to in the community as you guys start to grow.
Yeah, it really is. And again, people talk to me about what really makes me tick, and really what that is now is providing opportunities, and that's that's went from 15, 16 years ago from trying to put food on the table for the family to really helping others improve their careers and seeing other people advance. And I get a lot out of seeing other people be successful. And that includes both our employees as well as our franchisees.
That's fantastic. Now, my next question for you, you're sitting back, starting the business. You run home to tell the missus that, hey, I've done the blank. We've made it. What was that? What was the one thing? Maybe you're signing your first partnership with a location to distribute something, and it's twofold. Number one, what is that? And what is it 15 to 16 years later? Big difference. It's got to be a big difference.
Well, it's definitely a big difference. I can say one thing, I wouldn't want to go back and do it all over again, especially the way we had the timing. We're certainly in a good spot, but I think most people that have a drive and most entrepreneurs that really have a drive to take some things to a different level, I don't think you ever really think you made it.
Right.
I think everybody on our team realizes that we've got a lot of work to do yet. We've got a lot of things that we want to accomplish, and I'm not one to sit back and look at history and think that we've made it.
Okay. That's a great answer.
Thank you.
So, looking forward to the future, what are the big goals?
Well, one of our biggest goals, our vision, is to have we've got about almost 700 branded locations now. 550 of them are Champs Chicken. A little under 150 of them are Cooper's Express. So one of our big goals as a company, the first milestone is 5,000 branded accounts. Mm-hmm. We don't set a time frame for that because we want to make sure that we do it in a correct way. We don't want to put on accounts just to have accounts, but that's our big goal: 5,000 branded accounts.
For yourself, you said that you like to fly under the radar. Before we started to do this today, you told me that you were an accomplished pilot.
Well, I don't know about accomplished, but I guess I've got it up in the air and down every time so far without hitting anything. So.
And I was going to say that's the accomplishment. If you can land and take off without having any problems,
that's right.
I think you're accomplished. So that's something that you get to do sometimes, especially with the company on the side?
Yeah, we travel quite a bit. We've got a full-time pilot. I'm a pilot myself. I got my license in 2006, and really that was a result of our business need. And as we started to expand, Daryl Hale has been with me on the sales side and has been instrumental in the growth of that side of our business. And Daryl and I spent a lot of time in the airplane together. He's also spent a lot of time in the airplane with the pilot, and that has, especially being located in mid-Missouri, I don't think people realize the importance of the airport here in Jefferson City, what it can do for business and how instrumental that can be. But the impact of that and the importance of that airport, I just can't overstate it. And being in a rural area, aviation has been a major part and a major contributor to our growth.
Not just for you, not just for the state government, but there are a lot of other businesses around here that utilize that as well. Diamond Dog Food, Central Bank, the list goes on and on.
Sure does. Of course, most people know who Carl Edwards is, but
Yep.
Carl Edwards is in and out here quite a bit. You can't take
He goes real fast, though.
Yeah, he does. You can't take away from what Carl's done for the local area as well. And while that's not necessarily a business, I mean, it's great to see people successful out there and have a passion for what they do. And one of the things that I stress to people, if you don't enjoy what you do, then you should move on and find something else, because I really do feel sorry for people that go through their entire career and not really enjoy anything that they're doing.
Is there anything that we've missed that we haven't talked about that you'd like to share before we wrap things up?
Well, I sure don't think so. I just appreciate your time here today and the opportunity to spread the word a little bit, and just really appreciate all the support from everybody here in mid-Missouri and Missouri as a whole. So
if somebody around here in central Missouri wants to go get some Champs Chicken, where can they go?
We do business with Mosier's Foods, and you can get us locally there. And we hope to have some more locations, even in the way of standalones, as we move forward.
Somebody wants to go to your website. What's that address again?
Go to www.pfsbrands.com, or you can check out www.champschicken.com.
There you go. A hidden gem here in Central Missouri, Champs Chicken. Again, we've been catching up with the CEO, Shawn Burcham. We appreciate you stopping by today.
All right, thanks. Appreciate the time.
You've been listening to the KLIK Jefferson City Business Showcase with Mike Cooper. For information on how your business could be featured, contact KLIK at 573-893-5100. Join us every Sunday at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. for the KLIK Jefferson City Business Showcase on News Talk 1240 KLIK, Jefferson City, a Cumulus station.